Okay, today we're going to be working with subtraction word problems. So we will be solving using subtraction the given problems. And I want you to go ahead and write this on your table of contents, solving for the missing part. If we have a missing part, then we know we're going to subtract. So if you'll write this in, and then you'll go to page 30. And I actually have something I want you to glue in. I'm going to do this as fast as I can so it doesn't take a ton of time. But I want you to go ahead and pull out page 187, 88, and we're going to cut out this top part. So you don't really need the whole thing, but if you'll cut the bottom off and then have this top part, this is a great reference for us to look back at, and it is just answering this question, and this is what we're doing today. How can you use a strip diagram to write an equation and find the missing part? So you may, to get it to fit, it might be easiest to go ahead and cut a little bit off of this edge too. Don't, be careful and don't cut the words. But if you cut it off where it will fit, then it fits really nicely, and you can just glue that right there. And then you can leave this open today while we're doing our work together for our guided practice, and that way you'll have this to look at, because we're going to be using this strategy and talking about these things. So I am gluing this in on page 30. You'll get that done, and pause while you do that, then come back to me shortly after you get that done. I'm going to read through this with you. There are 2 lunch periods at Central School. If 221 students eat during the first lunch period, how many students eat during the second lunch period? An equation is a number sentence that uses an equal sign to show the value to its left is the same as the value to its right. And we see here that Central School has 458 students. So we're going to use our strip diagram to help us figure out the missing part. Draw a strip diagram, which means the total is 458 students, and sometimes we fill this in as a complete bar, and that's okay. Either way you see it, it means the same thing, okay? 458 students, and these two equal the 458. The first lunch has 221. How can we figure out how many are in the second lunch? Well, we know this is going to be less than 458. So we're going to start with the 458, subtract the 221. We have that right here showing you the subtraction. The unknown right here is a symbol that stands for a number in an equation. So when I write this out, this is just showing me that I don't know this part. So let's make sure our answer is reasonable. 458 minus 220 is about 460 minus 220, which is 240. And 237 is close to 240, so it's reasonable. So, guys, I just want you to have this to look at as we're working through today on the next part of our guided practice. But if you'll have this there with you, that way we can look back at it, draw our strip diagrams, and write our subtraction sentences, that would be helpful.